So the women's pro doubles final begins with the serve from Allyce Jones, the former volleyball player turned pickleball pro. Etta trying to cover middle for Megan Dizon. Dizon also recently making a final alongside Vivian David in our last stop, the Austin Showdown. And so much power off that ace of spades. It's incredible how much touch she displays, though, with a 13mm paddle.
Yeah, again, it's that work off the court. We see all the power and the finesse here, but to be able to have both of those at her disposal took a lot of work.
Leah Jansen, the enforcer, coming in. The enforcer and Mighty Mouse. It's quite the duo.
You need all sizes of superheroes, Cameron.
Almost like Batman and Robin over there.
The other thing I've been impressed with Megan Dizon, and again, I think the Utah players have an advantage in the altitude, is her drives and going for the serves have been staying in consistently, and then she's been able to drop the fifth. We'll see if she can be on point with that here today.
Make a great point. Etta Wright out of American Fork, Utah. Just north of Provo. Megan Dizon out of Salt Lake City.
A couple of moms on the court here as well.
Allyce Jones and Etta Wright.
There's that extra bit of pop because you see how good a defender Allyce Jones is, but it just gets on you so fast from Dizon.
1-1-2.
And again, Leah Jansen, that forehand side, a fantastic athlete, just 30 years old. Resides in Austin, Texas, but originally out of Washington State. One of the more underrated qualities probably in Allyce's game is her ability to move the dink around.
Yes, for sure. Can do it out of the air or off the bounce and has worked really hard. You want to talk about somebody that puts in the hours off court. She does two-a-days, Cam, of drilling.
Well, and you make a great point. Just felt like a year ago, so many of our pros were having multiple careers, whether they were coaching or teaching or an educator like Allyce Jones, and all of a sudden, with the growth of the game, they're now able to play pickleball full time.
Which is great, and you know that's what you want. You want your sport to have that be a vocational choice. Then your talents and your effort and your dedication will enable you to either keep that or not.
1-3-1.
Now it's a requirement at the professional level. You got to put the time in, both in the gym and on the court. Smashed from Mighty Mouse.
And I like the little step back inside out attack at Megan Dizon on the shot before that to set it up. And that's the big difference with Allyce Jones. She's brought offense to her game, that not just be this complimentary defensive player.
They are really moving Megan Dizon around, testing the middle and then forcing her to hit backhand.
Yeah, and Leah Jansen, we talked about it in their semifinal, is so good and so comfortable also putting in the work so that she's got that two-handed roll that can be a problem for her opponent at the kitchen line. When you are an aggressive player like that, you want to make sure you don't have a spot where everyone feels comfortable putting the ball, and that is not a comfortable spot anymore for backhand at the kitchen.
Side out.
1-3, so keeping things close and a few holds here in game number 1. Reminder, we played doubles best 3 of 5.
Point.
And looping that a bit too far is Leah Jansen. So 2-3.
2-3-1.
Again, hard to reload the full swing two-handed backhand every time and be on top of the next one.
2-3-2.
Good job by Jansen to have the hands ready and out in front. She wins that exchange.
Point.
Ooh, it was the right time as Megan Dizon was off balance.
Yeah, she was in big trouble there, but got the miss from Jones.
Side out.
So a side out, but still 2 earned back for Dizon and Wright.
3-3-1.
Allyce Jones playing with the Yola.
Second serve.
After a fantastic firefight, the easier ball is sent out of bounds.
Yeah, that's why we love women's doubles on the PPA Tour. Just tremendous defense, counters, resets, and then a big swing from Jansen just goes deep.
Point.
The rolling speed up with one hand from Leah Jansen.
Yeah, and I heard that high-pitched voice in the background was Allyce Jones saying that's so good, and it was. Catches Etta Wright on the paddle side hip.
Side out.
Looking for her own combination. Dizon get that ball down at the feet.
3-4-1. Second serve.
And just a few miscues on some of the counters we've seen.
3-4-2.
Stuck on her knees, Allyce Jones sends the lob up.
Yeah, and the other interesting part of this match is that Allyce Jones and Megan Dizon were longtime partners on the same side, and now in their biggest match of their lives are on the other side, and they were strong enough as friends to say, we need something different next to ourselves, and look what's happened. They found a new partner, and they're here on Championship Saturday.
And I think both of them have grown,
Yes.
finding somebody else as well.
Side out.
Allyce Jones's game has continued to evolve. We've talked about Megan Dizon and her confidence skyrocketing just in the last month. Etta Wright hit the scene within the last year, and so much of the talk about Etta has been about her control, her power, and her ability to not only play defense, but also create on both the right and left.
Yeah, the one thing that this formation for Dizon and Wright does is you take some of those offensive weapons out of Etta Wright's hand, and she becomes more of the setup. You have plenty of power with Dizon, but you won't see all of the tricks of Etta Wright on the right side.
That's a little trick right there. That was about the shortest and most compact two-handed backhand you'll see.
Yeah, and got it down. That's the key to that swing from Dizon.
Finding the right side of Allyce Jones, that's not easily done. She loves to sit two-hand backhand in terms of her defense.
Yeah, and there's just that little bit of extra pace and a little bit of tape to help. Megan Dizon really dictating when she's getting a ball to attack. She is not waiting for another chance. When it's there, she's going, and she's going confidently. And confidence is oozing through her over the last few weeks.
Megan Dizon, the former Division I tennis player from BYU. Played tennis in high school as well. Started playing pickleball back in 2019. So a timeout called here on Championship Court. 7-5 for the number 6 seed. Megan Dizon and Etta Wright in a best-of-5 competition for women's pro doubles at the Selkirk Red Rock Open. The Utah crowd thrilled with the competition they've seen to this point. We've already crowned Catherine Parento our champion for pro women's singles, Tyson McGuffin and Brendan Long for pro men's doubles. Mixed doubles will be coming up next as we'll close out our day with men's singles action. Talk about a dink.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing about Megan Dizon's knife, says Leah Jansen. That was beautiful there.
7-5-2. Side out.
Great first volley from Leah Jansen, using that singles prowess that she has, finding both the angle and the depth on that, because Dizon has been very good with her drive the third, drop the fifth combos here so far. Another big single shot that is a big help in doubles, that huge forehand drive. Leah Jansen, again, if you're new to watching her play, goes through that same routine before every rally.
And all of a sudden, Jones and Jansen tie things up at 7 apiece.
7-7-1.
And take the lead. Allyce Jones looks to the fifth player on the court and says, "Are you with me?"
Oh, they're with her, and what a nice inside-out clean winner with not a lot of pace, just placement over power. I would never want to take that ball out of play after that was just hit, but it must have just a little crack in it. This is an unbelievably beautiful shot from Allyce Jones there. And maybe she can take that little Durafast 40, our official ball home, and put that on a shelf, because that is a shot of shots right there.
Hitting the reset.
8-7-1.
8-7.
Second serve.
Yeah, and sometimes you switch out the ball and the one you get is newer and it's a little livelier off your paddle.
8-7-2.
And it sails just a bit deep for Leah Jansen there. And so does that. So it's wild how one little thing can stop momentum. I mean, you have this amazing shot, everyone's fired up, and then there's a slight delay and the ball is gone instantly.
7-8-1.
So it's been a run of points for both of these teams, trading the advantage. And the shallow return, Etta Wright on the left. Right on the left.
Side out.
And they give it right back with 2 missed thirds from Wright on the left. I think it is right for her to be on the left with this team. It's worked, though, to get them here, but you'll see more of the offense from Etta Wright when she's over there.
And they still test that middle in terms of the dink. You can see it's just enough hesitation to not see a speed up.
9-7-1.
Yeah, and the problem with that is I've played on the right all day long, and you have to just reset your mind on those balls. That can take a few rallies sometimes.
A great read from Megan Dizon.
Yeah, just a little fade to the right sets up the two-handed backhand, and got some dancing going on after that.
9-7-2.
And that's just enough of a windup for Leah Jansen.
Yeah, telegraph step back, and it wasn't nearly low enough, and game point.
Side out.
Oh, she nearly had the clean look.
So they'll have a little discussion where we're going to play, and Etta Wright back to the right side of the court. Easier for us announcers.
Second serve.
Been struggling with their thirds just in these last handful of rotations through.
Yeah, before it, that lady right there, Megan Dizon, was absolutely great with thirds and fists.
Leah Jansen has found some success in game number 1. Up the line.
Yeah, great job of reaching in and taking a ball out of the air instead of letting that ball bounce and retreating.
Second serve.
Another look at game point for Jansen and Jones. Their third.
Side out.
Trying to read paddle angles just like platform angles for Allyce Jones.
Point.
There's the drive. If you can't find the third, go to the drive.
Yeah, and that stops a run of 5 points for
8-10-1.
Jones and Jansen, who called timeout, down 7-5.
Point.
9-10 now. Dizon and Wright string another together.
9-10-1.
9-10, just a 1-point game. Timeout called here on Championship Court for the Pro Women's Doubles Final. Husband Ryan sitting alongside Allyce Jones, a fantastic player in his own right, giving some coaching insight.
Y'all enjoying yourself, Utah? Come on.
Welcome back, everybody. The crowd is loving this women's final, and they've got jerseys to prove it. They're dancing around. They've got energy. They've got their favorite players, and they're going to have them ready to go here. And this lead is now just 1. Can Dizon and Wright continue the comeback with Wright on the left?
And they do. 10-10. Must win by 2.
10-10-1. Second serve.
And the bottom just fell out of that.
Yeah, not a clean volley from Leah, and that actually ended up being the perfect thing there. Just sort of shanked a little bit off the end of the paddle.
Oh, and Etta had potentially, room for the ATP.
Yeah, I want to see how wide that got. Yeah, she might have been able to kick that into the back corner.
10-10-1.
Etta back on the right side. Just missing. Again, the two-hand backhand, so tough to get that shoulder up and over the top. It's 11-10 now for Jansen and Jones. Leah Jansen with one heck of a save.
Yeah, well, it's only fair if the net was going to get involved in this match at this critical point to have that roll over, and then Allyce Jones almost southpawed that back into the court but couldn't get it all the way there.
Right to the corner for Leah Jansen. 12-10. Jansen and Jones take the first.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leah and Allyce take game number 1. What do you think about that?
Elation for Jansen and Jones, as game number 1 belongs to them. We'll be back with game 2. Utah, a great place to play pickleball for the Selkirk Red Rock Open Little Valley Pickleball Complex. Championship court is absolutely packed. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming. And we are in the third final of our championship Saturday, Easter Sunday,
Game 2. 0-0-2.
just around the corner. So we're playing one day early. So these fantastic pros can all go hang out with their families.
Point.
First game went to Jansen and Jones with some extra points being played, 12-10.
2 games in a row went bonus pickleball, Cam. Game 5 of the men's, and then that one here in the ladies.
And that's a good look for Megan Dizon.
Yeah, and Etta Wright's power started that, and you saw her with a gorgeous backhand dink, and then that ball. So Etta Wright amping it up a little bit here in game 2.
There's also been a bit of a resurgence of Leah Jansen in 2023, and I talked to her before the beginning of this season, and she talked about regaining her confidence. We mentioned it with Megan Dizon, but that's also the case for Leah Jansen. She had some tough times just in terms of finding the right partners to play alongside, and she finds Allyce Jones, and their chemistries just match perfectly.
0-2-2.
Yeah, she needed some positivity on the court with her. She knows she rides an emotional roller coaster with not just her emotions, but her health is a diabetic, and that's hard enough to play on, but not hard when you're Leah Jansen smoking overheads like that. But all of the things that she needs are in the package that is Allyce Jones.
1-2-2.
Yeah, and we talked about mentality. She said, you know, I actually feel like I'm a really tough competitor in terms of being mentally strong. She just loves to show her emotions. It's almost like a little bit of a superhero mentality in terms of showing those emotions. But she misses that ball just wide. She's also highly educated, has a degree in accounting as well as psychology.
2-1-1.
Double major.
A lot of smart cookies playing pickleball out here.
Second serve.
Lacey Schneeman, the Boeing engineer out there, many others.
2-1-2.
Allyce is in disbelief.
Yeah, what the heck? I mean, she's so good at taking a cross-court ball and redirecting. It's not easy to do. I don't recommend that for a amateur that is just learning the game, but she's so good at it. Couldn't believe she missed that one. And there's the big swinging two-handed backhand of Dizon.
4-1-2.
Jansen getting on herself, and again, she looks to Jones to pick her back up. A little bit of positivity. We talked to Eric Lang, who plays alongside Allyce Jones for Major League Pickleball, and he only had compliments for that woman, saying there's no way you can be negative when you're on the court with Allyce Jones.
Timeout receiving team. 6-1-2.
So 5-1 and quickly called. Make it 6-1 in terms of a timeout. All of a sudden, we're changing it up in game number 2. It's all Dizon and Wright. Megan Dizon and Etta Wright up 6-1 in game 2 at the Selkirk Red Rock Open. A missed third shot drive from Etta Wright.
1-6-1. Point. 2-6-1.
So I know the miss there on the dink, but what have you seen in terms of the response since the timeout? 2 straight.
Yeah, well, you got gifts, and you'll take them. A missed third drive from Etta Wright, a missed return deep, and a missed dink. I mean, that's...
3-6-1.
You want to maintain and control momentum, and that's why you call timeout. And then if you get some help, all the better. And there's SWAT team from Megan Dizon. Man, that ball is hammered.
Megan Dizon, we mentioned out of BYU, she actually found pickleball through her manager, who you might recognize in terms of the name, Tyler Lung. Taking over not just the middle, but also the right.
Love that once you're engaged, stay engaged. You know where you're hitting the ball. You know where it's expected to come back. Etta Wright, just go have a seat at the baseline. I'm good.
Second serve.
Another missed drive from Etta Wright, so we'll see if they return it again there. And if she does get it, will she drop it instead of drive it?
Side out.
We talked about gifts.
Too many since the timeout from Dizon and Wright.
6-1. Point.
Wow, Leah Jansen just put some magic on that dink. Slicing that from her midline. The unique fourth from the baseline. When was the last time you saw that?
Well, it's trusting. Megan Dizon thought she missed her return. She kind of thought the serve was going to miss, too, so it was all wonky there, but got away with it.
For Etta Wright.
Yeah, and there's the force that she's got when she's going. It is really hard to deal with, and she does such a good job of getting the ball down. A lot of these firefights with the ladies, the ball's all staying on the same plane. She's able to get it down, and that's why she is an up-and-coming star in pickleball. And another missed third drive for this duo. It's got to get fixed.
They were up 6-1. It's now been 3 straight.
Side out.
And I know they had the conversation, let's drop it, but now that's in your head. So you go with a cut, drop, don't find the range, and if they don't win this game, this little chunk of time they're going to look back on, and so many opportunities lost.
Point.
And opportunities gained for Jansen and Jones, 5-6.
Now you're giving gifts by letting balls you think are going out land in the court.
Second serve.
Allyce Jones from Pleasant Grove, Utah. She played volleyball, like we mentioned, at Utah Valley University. Is it libero? It was a crowd pleaser, according to her bio.
Imagine
crowd
that.
pleaser of the year. It's actually a title, and it's not shocking.
And it should be retired, because I can't imagine anyone else ever having that role.
No one can outdo that.
Second serve.
So they continue the fight here in game 2.
6-5-2.
Just enough of a redirect out of the outstretched arm of Leah Jansen.
And such a struggle to get to the kitchen still for these two, but they do have a 2-point lead.
And finally, it's Jansen after the overhead.
Yeah, you kept looking, when is the real tight angle going to come, and they just kept pounding it into the middle of the court, and it worked out.
5-7-1.
Looked like Megan Dizon was having some words with the upper deck. Maybe a little bit of distraction from them. You have a one-hand backhand? Well, so do I.
And mine might be the best in the business, Etta Wright, and she's able to take that down the line or back cross court and tags Leah Jansen with that one.
Side out.
The cross court speed up, and Allyce Jones is right. She was right on that. Keep talking about who will play the left, who will play the right.
7-5-1.
Still 2 points in their direction.
Second serve.
And a speed up from the transition zone.
Yeah, big swing. I'm not sure that was staying in, but again,
7-5-2.
can't get settled in at the kitchen so that you can get all of the things that we're working to get them the lead, but they still have it.
Side out.
A side out, only dropped one in that last rotation through.
Five, 7-1. Second serve.
Second serve as Etta Wright forces the overhead.
5-7-2. Side out.
And now it's Jansen and Jones who've been able to do absolutely nothing when they've had the ball. And while this duo has been stuck, they haven't relinquished the lead despite their challenges getting up.
Point.
So again, both teams trying to find a little bit more in game number 2. 8-5 now for Dizon and Wright.
8-5-1. I'll recall. No.
Reset who's
8-5-1.
serving. 8-5 is your score. Starfish for Allyce Jones.
Had to get everything out of the way there and able to do it. That was a beautiful lob. They were in great position.
She just went full Patrick.
8-5-2.
Everyone have a Krabby Patty here on Easter Eve.
I'm glad you know the reference.
Side out. Referee timeout.
Oh, there's a little discussion here on something.
Just making sure the net is
Timeout.
reset, I think.
Receiving team. 5-8-1.
And a timeout called now by the receiving team.
Yeah,
Yes.
that sprint up to the net a couple times by Etta right there. Just wants to make sure she's all set to continue here. So slogging through game 2. We'll be right back.
Where's it gonna be, VIP?
The signs have been showing up. Nothing can stop Mighty Mouse, reads that one, as the fans are in full force for Allyce Jones here in her home state of Utah.
Yeah, shout out to Utah and the arts and crafts and the markers. They've even used their own bodies here for their messaging. And we had Booyah the pickleball head. I mean, this is a festival today here, Cam.
5-8-2.
I mean, Coachella is this week.
Good point.
Point.
Getting stuck off the kitchen line, Megan Dizon. That two-hand backhand roll
6-8-2.
for Leah Jansen has become quite the weapon.
And the two-hand power of Megan Dizon, equally a weapon. Yeah, I think Leah Jansen saw players like Annalie Waters, Anna Bright bringing these two-handed
8-6-1.
heavy rolls. Lauren Stratman certainly has it. She had to find something to match it, and she certainly has done that.
Pops it up there.
And this is really, I know it's a best of 5, but this is a must-win game for Dizon and Wright.
9-6-1.
Had the lead in game 1, didn't get it done. Have led throughout game 2. Got to get it to the finish line.
Second serve.
And there's that roll. She's able to take it off the bounce as well and find the speed up. So far she's hit just about each angle she could from hard cross court, middle, and line. Chop wood. Etta Wright with a beautiful drop.
I mean, insane defense of absolute pummeling balls coming at her, and she's able to keep them in the green in the kitchen. And now they have gotten to 10 and have a shot to finish off game number 2.
So fun to watch the grit and play of Etta Wright. We mentioned she's out of American Fork, Utah. She played D2 tennis at BYU, Hawaii. Also went on to become an assistant coach for her old team. She has an incredible background in paddle and racket sports, from badminton, tennis, ping pong, racquetball, and pretty much everything besides pickleball until she finally decided to take the turn.
Yeah, and that little combination of background is huge. You know, there's a lot of talk about what table tennis does for your pickleball, and it is significant getting used to the roles. The folks that are just tennis players that come over to this game don't have that to go with it, so that's why you see her so good with that one-handed backhand out of the air, because she's been doing it in all these other sports. And that's the scary part for the rest of the women, is these ladies are bringing different talents to the table, and now you got to figure out how to adjust your game to match it.
Time in. 10-6-2.
Back now on the court, Megan Dizon. Game 2 is theirs. And a must-have situation just in terms of mentality, as we will play best 3 of 5. Going into game 3, 1-1 is very different than 0-2.
Yeah, and even though it's not a best 2 out of 3, it is a best 2 out of 3 now, because that's what's left. Another big battle in doubles here in St. George, Utah.
Yeah, definitely a party here in the VIP section. St. George, well, they like to party too. Why not on a Saturday?
Come on. This is the festive atmosphere here has been from start to finish. We had snow when we got here to start, and now we got dancing in the streets here. I love it. And here's what Etta Wright can do when she is on the left side of the court. You start to feel the presence, and it makes your shot selection feel a little too fine. And it's interesting, instead of just switching who the first server is, they're going to actually stack to start out. Had that option, didn't choose it.
And then Megan again sliding more middle.
And the reason I like this duo in this formation is Megan with that two-handed backhand in the middle can go hunt and put balls away. That looked like a Utah understanding, because that ball didn't look like it was going to make it off the paddle, and it was perfection.
2-0-1.
Catching her just on the opposite side of her body.
It's a good reply from Allyce Jones, because that's one of those where it's 3 highlight reel winners to start a game, and you start to feel the pressure of that.
Side out.
And there's the difference in footwork from playing the right side of the instead of the left. Usually Megan be walking into the forehand. There she's got to reset her feet and come around it, and that set off her feet being in the wrong place the entire rally.
That's
probably Etta Wright's favorite shot. Anything floating high that she can just crush.
And it's the ball right there that Megan Dizon starts, because she knows she's got the ball in front of Etta Wright, and that's what they want.
Side out.
Megan Dizon really reaching into that kitchen. Maybe didn't even expect that ball to come back quite like it did.
No, and they're happy to take the miss from Jansen when they were a little bit out of position.
Right shoulder causes some problems.
I mean, unbelievable defense from Dizon, and such a nice approach to this lob over her head. But it is that big swing from Leah Jansen that is the difference in that point.
That was a master class in getting to the kitchen, though, from Etta Wright.
Perfect, and I like the trigger pull from Megan Dizon there. She's saw a ball that was bouncing up to the height of the tape. That's been working for them all day. Just got to make it.
And Megan looking straight at Etta saying, yeah, that was the right setup. Nice work, partner.
Yep, when she's reaching in with that one-handed backhand, very much a problem.
And this is awesome, watching just the left-sider for both Etta Wright and Megan Dizon. Whoever's over there is just sliding out of the way, letting the right take over.
Yeah, and what with having Etta play some on the left is it just hits this ignition of her being more aggressive no matter where she is on the court.
Wrapping that up and around her head. Tough as it ended up on the left side.
Yeah, this shot right here is the best ball maybe of the whole day, how difficult that was. And when you're in scorpion position, you got to have that paddle face down. And you saw Megan at the end go, just didn't have it quite ready.
I'm still thinking back to that last rally and how Etta was trying to avoid the kitchen, but she could have fallen in. The ball bounced, but it just becomes so nuanced in your brain. Stay out of the kitchen, stay out of the kitchen.
0-2-1. Second serve.
Wright and Dizon were out of sync throughout that rally, but were able to hang in there. So some of those middle dinks put them in a little bit of a precarious spot, but they always threw it back to a place where they knew it wouldn't be attacked off the bounce. Smart job by them.
Dizon with a huge pickup. Her partner got pushed off the line.
Yeah, this backhand overhead is a really difficult ball to hit. And look at Dizon. No, man, they'll probably going back to her, so I'm going to fill in the gap.
Second serve.
Put a little backspin on that, did Allyce Jones.
Yeah, tough handle for Dizon.
2-0-2.
And watch out, you have Megan Dizon patrolling the kitchen line right now.
Yeah, they've been returning lately to Wright, who has not been getting the ball down on the ground consistently. Now they're going to go back to Dizon. Sick of watching her run around. And that's what the pace of Wright and Dizon can do for you. You feel the pressure just to keep the ball on the ground because you feel like you're defending all day long, and that is not a fun feeling on the pickleball court.
Handcuffed.
And firing away, and Wright and Dizon led in game one, let it slip away, way ahead throughout game two, and here they go again in game number three, and they've been comfortable doing it no matter who's on either side of the court. So there they go. We'll see if they can keep it going.
Everyone loves memes of pickleball. I don't know, are they capable of getting on the doubles court?
I absolutely believe so, but the comedy level coming from those folks is outrageous. We've all been part of their comedy, wicked wizardry, and I love that the fans, oh, they got on me.
Yours this weekend was, oh my goodness, that was entertaining. 5-0. It happens.
Love to everybody.
Side out.
5-0, and the missed third shot for Megan Dizon.
0-5-1. Second serve.
Megan Dizon even clapping her paddle at the end of that after the effort of Allyce Jones to catch up to that drop volley, but really just playing in sync together are Dizon and Wright.
It was amazing. She even got the first one as she had to have a self-defense maneuver there.
Yeah, there was nothing she could do to get her body reset for the reply after she just fended that off. Finally on the board are Jansen and Jones. And that's the fight that Jansen and Jones have to do, is wait for the opportunity to attack and be on balance. You can't be flying through there, reaching, and make that ball.
6-1. And again, it's almost like a different energy. We're still looking for Leah and Allyce. They've got to find a little bit of that, because that is something that is a major factor in their game.
Yeah, and kudos to Wright and Dizon for not letting this crowd get into all of that madness.
Second serve.
Second serve.
6-1-2.
Ducking out of bounds again is Etta Wright.
That's just such a good read, and then to be able to get her body out of there, that's not easy to do.
7-1-2.
Looking for the shake and bake, and even then we haven't seen that many hands battles.
No.
It's been maybe 1, 2, 3 shot combos, but these two teams have definitely been sitting a little bit heavier into some dink rallies.
Yeah, or Dizon and Wright have been finishing balls and not getting involved in that. So when they've had the chance, they're like, I know the fans love it, but we just would rather end this rally, and they've done it consistently, and that's why they've had the lead throughout.
And they changed locations. Started to take some shots at the body of both Dizon and Wright.
Yeah, and Wright and Dizon were swinging away there, so good recovery and defense from Jansen and Jones, but they got to go.
Second serve.
The in-between, creating some miscommunication.
7-2.
And that's what I was waiting for. Allyce Jones, make a play and look to the crowd.
Yeah, she hasn't been yelling to all those packed Utah fans to get behind them. Oh, no. A little too amped up and misses the serve wide.
7-4-1.
What a location from Allyce Jones.
Yeah, Megan ran herself out of position a little bit and then wasn't able to put it back on the ground, and Jones just didn't overhit it. Placement over power, well done.
And more often than not, in game 3, those have been going wide or out, the speed ups at Etta Wright.
And that's just a great read again by Etta Wright. A lot of people play that ball, and the reason that ball is wide is because Etta Wright's taking that ball before it out of the air and speeding up the ball, getting to lay it just a little early.
Side out. You're right.
Jansen and Jones
4-8-1.
back with the serve. It's so wild to me to watch them be able to reset the ball cross court when the attack's coming up the line. Gives themselves a little bit more time. Allyce Jones is the queen of doing it, even in some precarious positions in terms of her paddle placement.
Yeah, the key is if you get low and have the paddle in the right spot, you can deflect that to the right place, and you want to put it where there's the least offensive player on the other side, and that is a very offensive rollover if you're Jansen and Jones. So the ability to defend is one thing. The ability to defend and direct the ball is a whole nother skill that just got to be hours of court time practicing that.
Second serve.
Pickleball gods even things out there. Ball rolls off the tape and goes over, and then we're going to make you miss a serve.
And that's what I was talking about, the two-hand backhand of Allyce Jones. She sits so heavily, as many do, on that right side with her two-hand backhand, and rightly so. It makes it a little easier in terms of knowing what you're going to end up defending with.
Yeah, and on that winner for Etta Wright, Leah Jansen just wasn't convicted of the ball she sent back down the middle of the court, and Etta Wright's going to pounce on that every time.
Side out. Five, 9-1. Second serve.
It's a lesson in rolling, taking that ball out of the air.
5-9-2.
Etta Wright, I love it, the aggressive move.
Yes, and that's why when you start her on the right, she's just not quite wired to just go until she's over there. But once she starts going, it's incredible. Megan, get out of my way. I got an angle I love here. Beautiful job by Etta.
Speaking of angles they love, both stepping up when need be. I think that's really fun to watch between these two. Who's going to be the aggressor and the finisher? One of the first real firefights we have had, and it's late in game 3.
10-5-2.
Another look at game point. Jones. Game 3 to Dizon and Wright. They now lead 2-1. Just one game away from the title here at the Selkirk Red Rock Open. To game 4 we go. A 2-1 advantage resides at the hands of Megan Dizon and Etta Wright in the women's pro doubles final on Championship Saturday. Pickleball about to be served as Allyce Jones and Leah Jansen are still looking for gold in their partnership together.
Yeah, keep hitting the podium time and time again, but haven't hit the top of it. And Dizon and Wright, Etta Wright has no medals on the PPA Tour. And here comes Megan Dizon, who has been a factor. This is Etta's first championship opportunity here on the PPA Tour. So what Jansen and Jones want to get going here is the energy, the crowd, everything that they do with some scrambly points, and then make this team on the other side of the court dink the ball.
Well, that's what they're looking to do. You can hear the yak calls from Allyce Jones.
1-0-1.
Get another one of these wild saves from Etta Wright, but the only way she can do it, she has to get her body out of position.
Second serve.
And it's interesting with those two, they close out game number 3 with Etta Wright on the left side of the court, and yet they're starting with her on the opposite side here.
Allyce Jones finds the ATP.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of space over there to be able to get that in there and around and not run yourself into the fence. Not that she wouldn't do it. We
No
talked
kidding.
about her crowd favorite award. It's that energy and hustle is what gets you that.
I'm still waiting to see the replay of Allyce Jones' full layout winner
Yes.
from yesterday. I've never
Shot of
seen
the year.
anything like that.
Point.
Couple errors creeping in on return here, and the scoreboard is 4-zip very quickly.
Second serve. Tied out.
We mentioned fantastic battles. Again, Jansen and Jones took down Kovalova and Smith yesterday in the semifinals. 3 games played. Dizon and Wright took down Anna Bright and Vivian David.
Second serve.
That was a 3-game battle as well, 10-12, 11-5, 11-2.
Yeah, that third game was as dominant as a team can be against 2 really good players. This duo right here was outrageously good last night.
0-4-2.
Well, and this women's draw has looked a little different with no Annalie Waters in the draw. Catherine Parento played alongside Andrea Koop.
Which we thought was a team we could easily see on Saturday with the talent of those two.
And Anna Bright with Vivian David for the 2nd time this year.
Second serve.
Obviously making those semifinals, so they had a good showing as well.
And then Kovalova and Smith did take a very lengthy bronze medal match last night to head out of here with a medal.
The soft hands got a little too soft at the end of that one.
Yeah, they fended off the lay-at Jansen onslaught for a while there, but then it was the dink that betrayed them.
Yikes.
Side out.
This game can be dangerous.
It can, and she's used to that volleyball background of getting low to defend a ball coming at 100 miles an hour at your body. Tried to do it again there, but too much pace from Dizon.
I'll say when you're playing line-to-line defense, those hands are definitely up in the game of volleyball. Amazing defense from Etta Wright and Dizon. Reactionary plays like that.
I mean,
Just
absolute
unreal.
chaos here. That ball from Dizon was wild, too.
1-5-1. Second serve.
Jansen and Jones need this fourth game to stay alive in the final, push to a fifth. If Dizon and Wright pick up this fourth game, they will be your women's doubles champions.
Side out.
You can feel the sense of urgency between Jansen and Jones.
Yeah, and I've seen Jansen really getting more aggressive here. Any ball she thinks she can attack, she's sick of defending, so why not be on the prowl yourself?
Court.
2-5, the big out call. I think there were maybe a couple thoughts from Megan Dizon, potentially some of those being just long, but she said, nope, those balls stayed. She played them. That ball's just too quick for the ATP.
Yeah, just ran out of real estate over there, and finally Dizon and Wright have gotten Etta Wright over to the left side. Very interesting with all the momentum and with that formation. What's the background on why that wasn't the way they started game 4?
I like it. If you don't know, you go for Leah Jansen.
Couple balls that could have been out, but she don't care. That's a great backhand overhead there with two hands. Hard to hit that. We've seen Etta Wright with the one-handed backhand, but to get the left hand in the right position and then get the ball down, well done.
Side out. One, 7-1. Second serve.
Second serve now. 3 players from the great state of Utah.
1-7-2.
Not just them, Howard Hepworth, our lead official, also from St. George. And it's just one after another right now for Jansen and Jones.
7-1-1.
That point actually looked like pinball.
It looked like pinball where you had like 5 balls in play at once and all the bumpers are going bananas. The defense.
Lights are going off.
Yes. Flippers flying everywhere. And then we missed dink to end it. Right down the middle. Wah, wah. It's unbelievable how quickly a team who looked in such complete command can look out of sorts in just the blink of an eye. And the scoreboard shows you that that is indeed true. And maybe all the doubles are going 5 today, Cam. Who knows?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it because we have mixed doubles coming up next in terms of our championships. Pickleball is for all ages. One of the great elements of this game, you can pick up a paddle, find a court near you. They're popping up everywhere. They're all over St. George. 8-1 now for Jansen and Jones. In game 4, a game they must have at the Selkirk Red Rock Open on the Carvana PPA Tour.
Yeah, this beautiful complex is a public facility right here. You know, when the PPA Tour comes in, it's so great to be here. And then these beautiful courts are here for the residents and anyone visiting.
Punishing that ball, Etta Wright.
Took the timeout, tried to find everything she needs to be ready to go, and that was a beautiful start.
Second serve.
Second serve. In store.
2-8-2.
They drop this. They're going to have to find another 11 in game 5.
Side out. Eight, 2-1.
Dizon on the left. It's time for her to take a step.
Yeah, and this got them the lead in game number 1, and I like the way she's bouncing around the court and moving. So now it's time for Megan Dizon to show that MVP play that she brought to Major League Pickleball. But if you come in behind a short return and don't have your feet set, Leah Jansen's going to get you.
Side out. Two, 9-1. Point.
That's a new look. Just watch the legs of Megan Dizon throughout the transition zone, how low she stays.
3-9-1.
Enough of this. Enough. Okay, keep throwing it up in the air. Now go chase this one out of the VIP section.
Well, they try and lob away from Leah Jansen, but that last one, there was just nowhere else they could go.
Side out.
Jansen and Jones, 2 away.
Way too high for Megan Dizon there with the roll, and then they get, you know, switching back and forth can be hard to figure out what I'm supposed to do in the middle.
Second serve.
That's a heavy arm of Etta Wright. Like, there's differences in speed and quickness in terms of contact, the whippiness, but that's just a heavy swing. like they saw the same thing, trouble in the middle.
Yeah, and they're going to stay with it. You know, Etta Wright's played all those other racket-type sports, and that gives her the understanding of how do I need to fly both my shoulder, elbow, and wrist at given times. Really helps her here in pickleball.
To game 5 we go. Our men's double went the distance, and now our women's double is going to a 5th.
Come on, let them know you're enjoying this show.
Yeah, nice job by Jansen and Jones of staring down an 11-5 loss and saying we're fine. And their experience this year enables them to do that. Maybe in their first tournament they wouldn't be able to. Who's going to take it? We'll find out.
What everyone is fighting for, the chance to hold the hardware above their head. The Selkirk Red Rock Open Women's Doubles Final. 1 game left between Dizon, Etta Wright, Allyce Jones, and Leah Jansen. So as we get set for game number 5, I believe a medical timeout has been called on court for Etta Wright specifically. So while she gets reset and checked out, we'll take another break. Make sure she's doing all right. Back out now on the court after a medical timeout for Etta Wright. They are working on her left leg in between games 4 and 5 in the women's doubles final. This match will come down to this final game. Cameron Irwin alongside Dave Fleming. Allyce Jones with the serve. Etta Wright back on the right side.
Yeah, and that little bit of information helps tell a lot of the story.
0-0-1.
Etta Wright's body is probably not capable of playing the left side the whole time because of the demand of filling in the middle, the movement, and so forth. So she's going to play that setup role in the right as she nurses whatever that injury is on her lower left leg that we saw during the timeout. And now it's a matter of gutting it out. We saw her just doing anything she can during that time off to just get through one more game.
And a heavy overhead from Allyce Jones. Slow walk to the baseline.
Yeah, and Dizon's got to just go, okay, I just got to play like I did in game number 1. Don't try and do too much knowing that your partner is not at 100%.
And another as the side out comes for Jansen and Jones.
Yeah, I'd love to see Dizon go get that ball for her partner, though.
An incredibly deceptive lob fended off beautifully.
Yeah, Etta Wright threw something up over their heads that it looked like it was just a complete, I'm out of ideas, I'm hurting, I'm going to just throw. It was perfect.
1-1.
And yet, Jansen and Jones get back into that rally. And this is another thing probably with the injury. Let's not try and unwind any stacks here. If we're on odd, we're going to play it like this.
got away with one after the pop-up from Etta Wright. Again, checking out that left leg
1-1-1.
between games 4 and 5. This game requires that much lateral movement. Megan Dizon covering the court.
Yeah, came flying over there to help, and I understand she's going to want to do that, but was able to, with her athleticism, get back into that rally, and they've got the early 2-1 lead.
I like the pose.
Yeah, held the finish in a big way because she couldn't believe it. She loves to rope that two-handed backhand.
Etta, 2. 2-1-2.
There's almost no way you can get that ball back when Leah Jansen winds up like that.
Yeah, no, they had a couple of good swings earlier, and you can see we talk about the way Allyce Jones redirects balls from her body. It's really impressive, and I think that volleyball background, again, you're used to balls around your body being able to pass them to different places.
Platform angles. The angle does all the work. Set it early.
Second serve. One, two, two. Side out.
And some smiles on the side of Megan and Etta.
Yeah, because she did a one-handed flick, which is not her shot. She doesn't have that yet, and she kind of half hit it, and it threw off Leah's timing, so it worked out perfectly.
Second serve.
So that's a ball if you're going to feed it down the middle, chase it down the middle, give room on your left side. Dizon came more to the middle of her box, and that left that open. And especially with a wounded teammate, you want to fill in and ease your way over closer to her.
And that's just a great combination. And it's a different combination. It's not necessarily the speed up and then the finish, but it's more so the dink and the put away.
Yeah, and you get a ball popped up thanks to the dink that pushed your opponent a little bit out of position, and it's a 3-shot combo for Leah Jansen.
Beautiful half volley and transition from Leah.
Yeah, and you saw Etta look down at her left leg. It is important to get low when those balls are down at your feet, and can she do that without thinking about whatever is bothering her? That's what she's going to have to fight through. And that'll be interesting for Jones and Jansen. Do you give more balls to Etta knowing that she's fighting something over there, or do you just play the way you wanted to?
Every ounce of Allyce Jones's body was into that forehand.
3-2-2. Side out.
Yeah, and right now you just do not want to miss thirds. You want Etta Wright having to play as many points as possible. Even if she's not getting the ball, there's still movement required.
Three of these 4 women are looking for their very first gold medal on the Carvana PPA Tour. Allyce Jones, Megan Dizon, and Etta Wright here in Game 5 of the women's doubles final. connected as a counter.
Beautiful job by Allyce Jones of sitting there, and this cross-court attack has a lot on it, but it's right into the paddle, and Allyce Jones is able to contain it, control it, and Etta Wright has no chance.
Right foot push. Side out.
A foot fault, but pushed off nonetheless. And a great lob. We haven't seen it as often.
No, last night it was Lob Fest 2023.
And they weren't missing.
No.
3-3-1. Point.
You can't let that carry over. It may have there with the footfall call. You just got to throw it away, move on.
4-3-1.
4-3 first serve.
Point.
Wow, that third was lofted.
Yeah, and just you can tell that Etta was fighting her body to be able to bend down and lift that back over.
The ability to recognize which balls to counter and which to reset and become neutral again in 0.3 of a second is astonishing.
Yeah, and I think what folks at home don't realize is these players are watching their opponents.
Well, while they take a second here in Game 5, let's take a look back at the men's doubles final for the Carvana driving it home moment of Championship Saturday. Again, Brendan Long, Tyson McGuffin, Colin Johns, and Deckel Barr. The Carvana driving it home moment. One of the longest rallies they had had. Great offense and defense on display. The ATP defense and winner. You knew it had to be that one.
And then it is time for Aerospace from Tyson McGuffin, and this guy is fired up, and he's still got a chance at another gold today in the singles. You think he's going to be confident going into that? He's not sad that this match is going long to give him a little extra time, and there's still the mixed match in between as well. And Pablo Tejas is like, when do I freaking get to play? I want to win my first gold medal here.
Again, that was the Carvana driving it home moment. Change of ends now at 6-3 in Game 5. Jones is spending more time in the air than on the ground.
And after the point as well. She's jumping around just like a happy, happy Easter bunny here on Easter Eve.
Etta Wright just put some extra something on that.
Yeah. I want the ball back is what that was.
What a snag from Etta Wright.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, again, I'd love to see Megan running those down due to what we think is going on with Etta, and yet she's there and then hits an absolute knife defense under the net, and What a winner.
Oh, she had another good look.
Second serve.
So it's second serve after 2 of those great plays, neither of which were on their serve, so no points scored. That ball doesn't know which way it's spinning right now. Etta Wright deserved that one. She's been lobbed time and time again on a bum leg, and she comes away with a point.
I mean, this is just an absolute gutty performance by Etta Wright, and she doesn't care that that skidded off the top of the tape after all the work she'd put in before that.
4-7-2.
Lob location, a nice shot for Allyce Jones over the left shoulder of Megan Dizon.
Yeah, so that's a good ball, and then unlikely that Etta Wright's going to be able to go track that down. So using everything that's going on the court to your advantage. There have been some very pointed finishes here over the last few swings from Etta Wright.
7-4-2.
There's another gear as Allyce Jones finds herself flying into the fence.
Yeah, on a wider court, she can cover that, but there's just no room. Smart shot from Etta Wright.
A fantastic third shot drive for Megan Dizon. Just 2 away from a tie.
You see Allyce Jones go right over to Leah Jansen. This is why this team does so well. We are not wallowing in a missed third or a missed fourth. We're going to keep playing.
And Etta Wright looks for her own lob over Mighty Mouse.
That was a really difficult overhead because that was in the back third of the transition area, and to find the right angle from Allyce Jones was really difficult. Put it at their feet. My goodness, what a shot.
Megan Dizon finding her shots right now at a critical juncture.
Yeah, she looked great in game 1 with the drive of the third, and then she or Etta making the fifth. Let's see if they return it somewhere else. Now she's going to get another crack at it.
A side out, but 2 points earned back.
2. Timeout serving team, 7-6.
Asking quickly how many timeouts they have left. They're going to use one here offensively. Just a 1-point advantage in game number 5. It doesn't get much better than this on the Carvana PPA Tour. My name is 7-6. St. George, Utah is on their feet. Game 5 for the Selkirk Red Rock Open women's doubles final. Leah Jansen and Allyce Jones just took an offensive timeout with a 1-point lead. The first side out for Etta Wright and Megan Dizon.
Nice little punch volley roll there from Etta Wright at the feet of Leah Jansen.
Allyce Jones pushes Leah Jansen back. Couple great defensive plays, but that step and a half from the kitchen line not helping Etta Wright.
Yeah, and she was actually in front of that ball and pulled it just a little bit. Oh, and Allyce Jones had an idea. You're going to be caught in the kitchen, and you're going to be retreating. I'm going to funnel the ball to you, but didn't leave it in the court. Gutsy effort from this woman right here.
They are trying to stretch Etta Wright at all costs. Currently dealing with a bit of a left leg issue. They earn one. She's found herself on the right side of the court for this 5th game. First serve. Patience, patience, patience.
And then the Etta Wright one-handed backhand finish, which is one of the best, if not the best, in the women's game. And we are all snowmen in game number 5. This is something else.
Second serve.
That's just the first serve fended off, though. Score is still tied up. Dizon and Wright with a shot to take the advantage. Space open for Leah Jansen.
I love the take by Megan Dizon. It's just too good from Leah Jansen to be able to handle that. Slid her body beautifully and blocked it into the open court.
Second serve.
Ball out of bounds off the slicing backhand of Leah Jansen. No argument there. Score remains 8-8. A shallow return still goes the direction of Dizon and Wright. A timely hold.
And this is feeling so much like the men's doubles final, where they got to the end. Each team was creeping forward. Match points ended up being on both sides. We'll see how this one turns out.
Second serve.
Second serve, Dizon and Wright.
Eight, 8-2.
And Megan Dizon did a great job of setting herself up. All she has to do is punch this second one into the open court, but didn't get on top of it.
8-8-1.
Wow.
Just stick the paddle up there, Megan Dizon.
Oh my goodness, that's how much pop that paddle has, and she's able to just literally not even swing at this next one. That's beautiful.
No-go zone on Etta Wright.
I mean, you know that hurt, but she found it inside and then snaps a winner cross court on that. That is unbelievable, and her foot was in inch from pushing off on that line. The referees were all over it, though. Still 8-all.
Etta Wright on the left side.
See if that's the closer roll. Just enough maybe in her body to be able to push off on that left leg on that side and fill the middle. That's the challenge over there, because that's where you've got to explode back to the middle. This is awesome. Who's going to take the title?
One-point advantage for Megan Dizon and Etta Wright in Game 5 for the women's doubles final. Make it 2 points. Now a championship point. Megan Dizon and Etta Wright looking for their first gold medal.
And we put people in proper position here. Here we go.
What a rally! Oh my goodness! What incredible defense from Megan Dizon and Etta Wright, even though that dink is just sent wide. A second shot at championship point. Champions in Red Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Let's hear it for your silver medals. Allyce, Jansen, and your gold medalists.
A hard-fought battle. And on a tough leg for Etta Wright. Switching from right to left to right to left, dropping games, coming back. A massive congratulations to Megan Dizon and Etta Wright. First time gold medalist.
Yeah, just as gutty an effort as you will ever see, and just to fight through the pain and fight to the top of the podium. Beautiful job from these two ladies, and congratulations.
Etta Wright and Megan Dizon, champions at the Selkirk Red Rock Open in St. George, Utah. The women's doubles champions currently standing courtside with a third member of our crew, Cameron Blackwood. Etta Wright and Megan Dizon.
Thanks, Camp ladies. What a match. We didn't think you guys could follow it up, but you guys were out there for almost as long as the guys. It's 8-8 in the fifth game. What are you telling Etta?
Me and Etta were just like, we need to dig deep and keep applying pressure, even though this is a situation where you can easily get tight. You know, it's super close. You're in the fifth game. You want to close it out. So we just wanted to keep applying the pressure and stay positive. Also, I want to thank my family and friends for being here, and fans. Thank you for cheering us on. Also want to thank my sponsors, Acrotech, Sports Surfaces, and Prokenix for supporting me and making this dream happen. So thank you.
And the Utah girls, you guys just won MLP. Now your first gold here. You guys were switching back and forth almost the whole match there. What was going on?
I'm playing on a bit of a hurt leg, so just switching sides just depending on how my leg was feeling at the time. But Meg is a rock star, so we can play both sides, and I think it really helped today. So, yeah.
There you guys have it. More to come from this team. I'm sure we're going to bring Rob Bards out here from Selkirk to present the trophy.
On behalf of Selkirk, congratulations for winning the Women's Open Finals at the Selkirk Red Rock Open.
We're going to come right back with our mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.